Hey all, it's Rebecca here from Limestone Wellness, and I just thought I would check in. It's been a while since I did a video, and I was drawn to do this video today based on some conversations that have come up recently in my life, specifically through kids at my school and also at home in regards to just vocational conversations we've been having about work stresses. So I want to share something quite simple. Just that. Sorry, I've got my cat drinking my tea on me. No filter Fridays. So I want to talk about behavior. And the reason I want to talk about behavior is probably not what you're thinking. Working in a school, behavior is popping up everywhere. Unexpected behaviors is what we like to call it. Are those moments where kids are completely overwhelmed. They're, hitting, kicking, spitting, biting. They're just losing their mind. And one of the things that we work on is being stress detectives. And I am 100% an honorary stress detective. And the reason I say this is because I look at behavior very differently than a lot of people do, I think. I see it in my work. We work alongside, great teachers who have 25 or plus students that they have to be worrying about in their environment. And, so we help them out. And it's not always our job to be there to manage behavior, but it certainly is something we do, or at least I do, because I think it's important. And the reason I think it's important, and the reason I think it's important for us to be stress detectives, is because behavior is communication. And I can't stress this enough. Behavior is communication. If there's behavior happening, unexpected behavior especially, you need to investigate it. We can't judge it. We can't punish it. We need to investigate. We need to find out what is underneath that communication. And the reason this came up for me is that I was dealing with a situation in a grade 7-8 class recently. There was an altercation between two students, and I feel like, we jump to want to punish and, reward and all this stuff, which is, obviously there's consequences that have to happen for these actions. And obviously we want to work towards promoting pro-social behaviors. But what if the skills aren't there? And what are we doing to promote that? So I had this long discussion with these kids, and I said, I asked them I showed them this, I'm going to show it to you. I showed them this. I don't know if you probably can't see it. Can you see it on there? No. Anyways, I'll have to post it in the comments. But it's a diagram that has our iceberg. Usually we see this online as like an iceberg of anger, and it shows like what's on the surface, and then it shows like all the stuff underneath. So, but this is different. It's an iceberg that shows the unexpected behavior on the surface and everything underneath that feeds into the self-regulation. Oh, sorry, that was my dryer. The self-regulation that needs to happen. So this diagram talks about 5 key areas that we have to look at in order to promote self-regulation in anyone, not just children. Okay? Hello, adults, we're just as bad sometimes. So self-regulation, there's 5 areas, okay, that we need to investigate or be detectives into. We need to look at their emotional health. We need to look at their cognitive health. We need to look at their biological health. We need to look at their social health. So what's going on in their environment, whether it's at home, at work, at school, amongst their peers, all of those things. And then we need to look at, the last one is our pro-social. So how are they being supported? And what are we giving them to make them feel heard? Which goes into my next point. People need to feel, or perceive is a better word to say. People need to perceive that they're heard. These kids want to be heard. People always ask me, like, Rebecca, how do you go into these schools and you just make connections like this with kids? Like, what is it you're doing? And I'm like, nothing. I'm being me. I go in, I sit in a room, and I ask them to tell me what's wrong. And I hear them, and I give them a solution, or I follow through. So my message today is, for the next week, just be detectives. Don't react to someone's unexpected behavior, whether it's anger, whether it's an outburst of some kind, whether it's maybe even anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Don't react. I'm asking you to investigate it. Be the detective. Find out what is going on in that person underneath the surface that you need to address, or that you just need to hear. Because I'm telling you, the second you do that, the second that you let them know that you're here to listen and hear them, rather than judge them, punish them, or even just avoid them because you don't want to deal with the reaction they're having, it will go a long way. Anyways, happy Friday. Make a great day, and we'll check in with you again soon.